All right, what up, party people? It's your host, your homie, Miss Bree. Coming to you live from Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Yes, I am multi-streaming today and every day after this. What is up? It's your host, your homie. And, of course, if you can read the title. If not, it says Wrestle Talk Mondays. Go ahead and step inside the squared circle for a good little while. We're gonna have some fun today. We are going to cover a lot of stuff today. We're gonna talk about what's been happening in WWE, AEW, and go from there. So first off, before I get into talking about all things wrestling, I want to send out a big congratulations to one of my favorites in WWE by the name of Kofi Kingston. He and his wife are expecting their third child. Don't know if it's girl or boy. They already have two boys named Kai and Orion. So big ups to Kofi. Congratulations. Nothing but love and support for you and your family. I'm excited. I'm always excited to see when different celebrities have kids if they my favorites or I really like them. All right. So first topic we're gonna dive into is this big discussion on Twitter that I saw this morning with commentator Jim Ross. If y'all don't know who Jim Ross is, go look him up. He is one of the best, if not the best commentator of all time. Right now he's on commentary for All Elite Wrestling. And so he did an article or interview. I think it was on his podcast or something. I don't know what it was. Where he said that if he had to choose between the likes of Randy Orton or Roman Reigns, he would take them over current AEW and Impact champion Kenny Omega. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I am relatively still new to all things Kenny Omega. Outside his AEW stuff, I'm relatively new to all of it. So I really couldn't give you a clear answer. I would have to go and research some of his most memorable matches. I do have on my list to watch the Omega Jericho matches from New Japan. So I think what I would have to do is just research and find the matches that I think would be credible to watch and make a fair assessment. Now, the big debate was JR taking Randy over Kenny. Now, like I said, I am biased simply because I know more about Randy's career than I do Kenny's. Now, don't get me wrong. Kenny Omega is one of... That's fine, Elena. That is fine. I'm just talking about the whole Jim Ross situation where he was talking about he chose Randy over Kenny. Now, I was saying that I would have to do my research on Kenny pre-AEW. I was going to say WWE. But do my research on Kenny pre-AEW so I can make a fair assessment. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Kenny. From what I've seen in AEW, I like Kenny. Do I like him currently right now? No. But that just goes to show how good of a heel he can be. So yeah, like I said, I am very biased right now until I watch more of Kenny's older matches. I'm not gonna say very biased, but biased enough because I know more about Randy's career than I do Kenny's. So, Elena, if you want to suggest any Kenny Omega matches outside, because I already have the Omega Jericho matches from New Japan that I want to go and find and watch. But if you want to suggest any pre-AEW Kenny Omega matches that I should go and check out, go ahead and let me know so I can do my research and, again, make my fair assessment. Also, pause, I got some new followers the other day. Kiana and Caleb and John and Mo and Hoagie are all my new followers. Thank you guys. Love y'all guys. See, I am a big proponent of I support those who support me. So, yay. Thank you for following me. Thank you for even wanting to be interested in watching my content, because sometimes I feel like I'm boring and I try to spruce it up a little bit. But thank y'all very much. Alright, so recently WWE has revealed that they are going back out on the road starting July 16th in Houston for Friday Night SmackDown. I'm excited for them to go back on the road. I think it's a perfect time for them to be able to go back on the road, test it out, and see how it is. Yeah, I know some people that are like diehard Kenny Omega fans, and I'll just have to ask them. Because like I said, I'm relatively new to his style of wrestling. Now, everything in AEW that he's done, I've seen. I just want to see what he was like pre-AEW. So, that should be interesting. What was I going to say? Oh, WWE being on the road again. This, again, perfect time for them to be back on the road. WrestleMania, this past WrestleMania was the perfect start to it. I thought them being in the actual arena with fans was probably the best idea, just to let fans experience what it's like again. Because, it's been, a whole year and a half since fans have been able to be inside arenas and stadiums. So I'm really interested to see how them going back out on the road is going to go. Because AEW is also getting ready to go back. It was going to be out on the road again. So I'm very, very interested to see how that's going to pan out. Plus it always gets me hyped because I'm definitely planning on going to WrestleMania next year in Dallas, just so I can get that full experience. I don't know what my day is going to look like when I get ready to go to Dallas, but I am going to Dallas. I'm not going to pussyfoot. I'm going to go ahead and start getting everything paid for, and we'll go from there. Anyway, so highlights from SmackDown: Bayley, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler won a 6-woman tag match against Bianca Belair, Natalya, and Tamina. Shayna was able to pick up the win over Natalya, and that sets up for tonight on Raw. The Women's Tag Team Championships are up for grabs. Natalya and Tamina versus Nia and Shayna. Woo. I'm going to just run through these highlights, these little notes here. Shinsuke picked up a win against King Baron Corbin. So, the storyline I really want to dive into is this whole thing with Jimmy and Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns. Now, this past Friday, Roman has now donned the tracksuit, the all black and white tracksuit. Of course, had his t-shirt on up under it. I said, yeah, they finna really start diving into this whole Samoan mafia thing with the Usos and Roman. Now I don't know if this means that I don't know what's next for all three, but well, I do know the Usos and the Street Profits are supposed to have a tag match this coming Friday on SmackDown. I'm very much looking forward to that. Cesaro during Roman's whole segment, Cesaro ended up coming out and wanting to challenge Roman again for the Universal Championship, but this time inside Hell in a Cell. Before they could really like get into whether or not Roman's going to accept the challenge or not, Seth comes out, attacks Cesaro multiple times, eventually putting him on a stretcher. Now, I don't know if this means that somehow Seth and Roman are working together, or is this a continuation of Seth and Cesaro's feud? Or this could be a whole face turn for Seth. And I don't know. And Friday, I don't know. The pants and the shoes were fine. It was just the shirt and the jacket. I was like, okay, I could like a solid color shirt with the jacket would have been fine, but basically the same pattern with the jacket and the shirt, it threw me off a little bit. But hey, Seth said he's a drip king. He's a drip king for a reason. Dominic Mysterio, who's one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, got the win over. But I still call him Bobby Roode. I don't call him Robert because it don't know. I don't know if this will lead to something more or what for Dominic and Ray and Dolph and Bobby, the Dirty Dogs. We'll see how that goes. Okay, main story of the night. Bump everything else that has happened on SmackDown this past Friday. So there was a fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. Apollo Crews, who's the champion, Sami Zayn, Big E, and Kevin Owens. Now, a typical fatal 4-way match is just as chaotic as it should be. Well, long story short, Apollo ended up retaining the title, and not in a typical heel fashion, like he did something distracting one of his opponents and got the win. No. So the WWE on SmackDown has been teasing the return of Aleister Black for the last few weeks, and I was hyped. I was ready for Aleister to come on back. Could he have done a whole storyline with the Undertaker? Probably, because that would have been epic. Anyway, another story for another day. So during the Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Championship match, Big E gets back in the ring, and all of a sudden the lights go dark. They could have did that a whole lot better, but and Fog is entering the arena, and out comes Aleister Black. Now in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, maybe he gonna distract Apollo and get like one of the other three, Big E, KO, or Sammy, to pin Apollo to win the Intercontinental Championship. No, that did not happen at all. So Alistair comes on down to the ring and hits the Black Mass kick on Big E. And therefore, that's how Apollo ended up retaining the title. I need a whole explanation from Alistair on Friday night. A whole explanation. Alright, switching gears, that was all from that I wanted to talk about from SmackDown. So I hate that I'm finna give him this much attention. I really do. I really hate it. But the y'all, as many probably know, Velveteen Dream was recently fired from WWE. And so he recently issued a statement. Let me find it. He issued a statement on his Instagram story about his release and the allegations against him. We don't need to pull up, but in my opinion, I'm gonna tell y'all what he said in a minute. But in my humble opinion, I'm glad that WWE let him go, simply because you don't want to set that precedent. Well, they already set the precedent for letting him be on the roster this long, but you have to make I'm guessing they told him it was because of budget cuts, but it wasn't that. But he wasn't being used on TV anyway. After the last time he was on TV was he had a match against Adam Cole and he lost the match to Adam Cole. So he ain't been used since. So he posted this on his IG story. He said the allegations from April 20th, 2020 have effectively derailed any upward momentum I had professionally. This is verbatim now. So he also said it has ultimately resulted in my termination with WWE. My name is Patrick Clark, not the Velveteen Dream. The Velveteen Dream is a character that I have spent years developing and trying to bring to life. The success of the Dream character relied heavily on kayfabe, my ability to blur Patrick Clark from Tough Enough with this over-the-top personality. The character was conceptualized the day Prince passed, April 21st, 2016. I knew nothing about him at the time, but my thinking was that I could use my interpretation of Prince to create an on-screen personality vastly different from who I am as a person. Cue Velveteen Dream, a sexually ambiguous, gender-fluid, self-absorbed diva. The character was every bit of that. I could not stand the Velveteen Dream at all, and still can't stand it. And as I learned more about Prince, I began to tame certain aspects of the character, aspects that I deemed way too over the top and inconsistent with who Prince was as a performer. First of all, I wouldn't dare do any of that, especially with how big Prince is and was. As now, before I unpack, I will say I enjoyed the many stories I've been able to share on camera, and I'm grateful to the many people who trusted me with their safety and wellness. He also goes on to say thank you to any and everybody who enjoyed and allowed me to be my character, whether you paid a ticket or walked up on me in Walmart. My goal was to provide you with the same escape that I was offered when I first started watching. My job was to play a character to help advance storylines and drama for the fans who cared to tune in. I take any job I have seriously, which is why I've remained silent about these allegations. To me, addressing rumors would be working against an already compromised ability to sell a character I've invested in so heavily. After I had been accused, I was given the opportunity to be in a storyline that lasted a few months, and I worked in a few segments unrelated to the story arc. But now feel comfortable in the position to share with you the details of my accusations. Whew! The night of April 20th, from my verified Instagram account, I posted a story to my followers, letting them know that my DMs had been open. I received a few messages ranging from support to heckling, and some inquiring about how to get started in pro wrestling. I responded to a few, but not all, and in their conversation, Jacob shared his interest in working as a wrestler one day and asked what steps would be required. I messaged a short list of things he should consider if he was serious. Physique and promo to start. Physique, because as an independent contractor, no one is going to make you train and eat in a way that creates the aesthetic of a believable pro wrestler. And promo, because our job is to sell drama. And you can't rely on someone flipping channels to stop to watch a choreographed fight. You're more likely to grab their attention looking into the camera with a strong, impassioned 30-second monologue. I also inquired about which schools he was closest to in relation to wrestling training, his weight, and his height. Jacob explained how anxious he felt messaging me and asked me to verify that it was really me. I did find it strange, but because I have a blue check. But as a lifelong fan, I remember meet and greets and the days I would message wrestlers hoping to be seen. So I chalked it up to his innocence and sent a voice message in my Velveteen Dream voice. As to keep kayfabe, the full voice message has me asking Jacob about his height, weight, where he trained, and what school he attended, which Jacob answered back with a voice message, and I continued to answer his questions until I politely wrapped up the conversation. April 21st, I woke up to a notification of tags, screenshots, and videos of a conversation I didn't have with Jacob. I immediately contacted WWE's talent relations and social media departments as to begin an investigation. Even after the investigation, WWE released a statement maintaining my innocence. The part that hurt for me was having a personal picture that I used in my personal life on apps being used to label me as a predator. Well, I am in no way of the word of, that word. This is the first and only time I'm accused of solicitation to anyone. He goes on to talk about everything that Josh Fuller reached out to Jacob over social media before Josh put out his own accusation. When this came out, Josh Fuller anyway, all in all, this entire experience defamed my character and ultimately accomplished what it sought out to do, and this was to see me released. My hope is that over time, people can put two and two together and realize that all the accusations surrounding me were baseless and untrue from jump. I felt strongly about not needing to defend myself on social media for a while now, but I understand the audience I work for and those who know me deserve clarity. I'm thankful for the opportunities afforded to me and the memories I have as a receipt. God has always had me, and He always will. Dream is officially over. Well, as always with these types of situations, there's always he say, she say. So I don't know. I usually side with the people that are affected. Moving on to AEW Dynamite. Quick highlights. I need this. Quick highlights from that show. Christian Cage wins against Matt Sydal and secures a spot in the Casino Battle Royal at Double or Nothing. Which, by the way, Double or Nothing is this coming Sunday, May 30th, on pay-per-view, whether through your cable subscriber, BR Live, or Fight TV. I think Fight.tv is where. Then we have Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Not to be confused with Kofi, because him and Kofi got the same last name. Picks up the win as Mox hits the paradigm shift on one of the members of the Acclaimed, because it was a tag match, Eddie and Mox versus the Acclaimed. Mox hits the paradigm shift and picks up the win. Hikaru Shida, the AEW Women's Champion, picks up the win against Rebel. Post-match, Britt ends up attacking Shida and eventually grabs the AEW Women's title and holds it up over her head, saying that she's going to end up winning the match and winning the title. Serena Deeb wins against Red Velvet to retain her NWA Women's Championship. Anthony Ogogo wins against Austin Gunn. Post-match, Cody goes in to check in on Austin. Him and Anthony have a whole back and forth to where people from the back had to come out and separate the two of them. The Young Bucks win against the Varsity Blondes to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Post-match, this is at the end of the show. Post-match, I found this part funny as heck, for real. Post-match, Eddie Kingston and Mox come out, attack them for a little bit, and then take their shoes. I said, if that ain't some hood stuff right there for you. As I said, Double or Nothing is this Sunday, May 30th. I don't know what time the time is start. I think 6. I need to pull up that. Okay. I think it's like 8-7 Central with the buy-in pre-show, Casino Battle Royale, all that. The card for Double or Nothing is Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy versus Pac in a triple threat for the AEW World Championship. I'm gonna give my early predictions, because what I'm gonna do instead of Sunday, I'm gonna go through the schedule in a little bit. The next one is Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. I had to. For the AEW Women's title. Then we have Cody versus, let me say that correctly. The American Dream, Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. If you have not seen Cody's latest promo on Anthony Ogogo, go look it up on YouTube and find out why I said the American Dream instead of the American Nightmare. So, then we have, of course, the Casino Battle Royal. Then we have Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage. Don't know how that happened. I had to go back and research. Miro versus the Murder Hawk, Lance Archer, for the TNT Championship. And then, that might be the main event. Not Miro and Lance, but this next match is the Pinnacle, which consists of MJF, Shawn Spears, Dax and Cash, Wardlow, and somebody else. Shawn Spears, MJF, Dax, Cash, Wardlow. I think that's it. The Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle, which consists of Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Santana Ortiz, and Jake Hager in a Stadium Stampede match. If the Inner Circle loses, they have to disband for good, like forever. They can't like disband and then somewhere down the road they can get back together. They done for good. Then we have a tag match: Sting, Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. And then we have the Young Bucks versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Now, my early predictions: Kenny Omega, the triple threat for the AEW World Title. Kenny Omega, Orange Cassidy, and Pac. Do not be surprised if Kenny end up retaining the title. In my head, I low-key want Orange Cassidy to win. Like, for real. I really want to coin the phrase from the Undisputed Era. I need Orange Cassidy to shock the world. Like, for real. Like, to shock, not necessarily shock the system, but shock the world. No pun intended. Yeah. My early prediction is Kenny Omega retains, but I would be over the moon excited if Orange Cassidy is the one to pick up to win the title. Could you imagine Orange Cassidy? Orange Cassidy as the AEW World Champion. I already got my glasses. I need an Orange Cassidy shirt. Yes. Hikaru Shida versus the Doctor, Britt Baker, DMD, for the AEW Women's title. Britt's gonna win it. I'm not gonna pick against Britt. Never will. I love me some Shida, but it is actually Britt. It's Britt's time to be champion. She gonna be one of them heel champions. She gonna be. I hate comparing. I really hate comparing, but I feel like she gonna be AEW's version of Charlotte Flair. Not saying she is Charlotte. By no means is anybody a Charlotte Flair. But she just might be AEW's version of Charlotte. Because her mannerisms and the fact that she is a great heel. So, what up? It's Yexi. What up? Welcome on in to my stream, though. What up? Just talking about the card for AEW Double or Nothing this Sunday. Yeah, we just talking about the card for All Elite Wrestling's Double or Nothing pay-per-view this Sunday. Just got through talking about Shida versus Britt Baker. I am picking the Good Doctor, DMD. No, I'm a fan of wrestling. I don't wrestle though. No, I did when I was younger, but not no more. I done got too old. Thank you. Thank you, Grog. Love you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, ma'am. Yeah, it was getting weird. It was getting weird. I was like, Anywho, again, Sheeta versus Baker, Britt Baker, I am taking the good doctor. Not just because of Chugs. Not just because of Chugs, because I know he'd probably be like, ma'am, I need you to take Britt in this match. Don't know who I want to win the Casino Battle Royal just yet, because it's stacked. I have to go look at the list again. See, now I'm glad oh, hell. Anyway, Hangman Adam Page versus the Machine Brian Cage from Team Taz. Clearly. Anyway, Hangman Adam Page versus the Machine Brian Cage. As much as I want Hangman to win, as much as I want Hangman to win, I wholeheartedly delete them, Elena. Now I'm starting to see the trolls, bots. Anyway, I wholeheartedly believe that Brian Cage is gonna be the one to win that match against Hangman. As much as I really, really, really want Hangman to win. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Hangman ended up picking up the win, but I really think that that Brian Cage is gonna win. Now, Miro versus Lance Archer. I have all the high hopes in the world for Lance Archer, for real. Now, that's not me saying that Miro is not going to be a great champion, because guess what? He is. He is going to be a great champion. I know he's the current TNT champion, but I kind of need Lance Archer to have a whole title. I need him to be a champion for a minute, because eventually he gonna move his tail on up to the AEW World Title. He's very, very much so a AEW World Title caliber of superstar. That was just weird. Anyway, Miro versus Lance. Wouldn't be surprised if Miro somehow retained, but I want Lance Archer to become the new TNT champion, just so I can see what it would be like for Lance to be a champion. So I'm picking Lance, but I wouldn't be surprised if Miro retained. Okay, the Stadium Stampede match, the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. This match makes me hella nervous, simply because the last Stadium Stampede match that since he just won it from Darby. Like I said, I want Lance to win, but I fully expect Miro to retain. I'm not saying that he should win it outright from Miro's gonna end up retaining, because somehow, some way, Lance will probably end up doing something stupid, and Miro gonna pick up the win. As I was saying, hi, Doc. What is up, Doc? What is up, Doc? Morning. Yeah, you missed some excitement. Oh, you've missed some excitement. Very much weirdos, but it was rather exciting. Anywho's what's it? The Stadium Stampede match. Pinnacle versus Inner Circle. If the Inner Circle loses, they have to permanently disband. Yeah, we're good. We just had some weirdos coming into the chat asking weird questions, and I'm like, okay. Oh, tell Koda I said what's up. Y'all playing some Fall Guys. Listen, I need to get another system for real. And I also need to figure out a way to download Fall Guys, because I've been dying to play some Fall Guys for the longest. Because Fall Guys look like it's fun, but I know it's stressful too. As far as the Stadium Stampede match with the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle makes me hella nervous, because again, the last time that there was a Stadium Stampede match, the Inner Circle lost. I am on the record with various friends of mine. I am on the record stating that I can, for some odd reason, the minute I seen MJF on screen, I was like, no, he reminded me too much of the Miz. I was like, if the Miz and Chris Jericho had a baby, it would be MJF. Or the Miz and Alberto Del Rio had a baby, MJF. It's something about him that just irks my nerves to no end, and I'm constantly I have to have him on mute in order to look at him. But with this particular Stadium Stampede match, I feel like this is going to be the match that it's going to be a lot happening, and we hadn't seen Santana since getting booted, him getting carried away to the jail system. We ain't seen him since. So I wholeheartedly think that I pray that the Inner Circle does win. And the biggest reason why is that I don't think the Pinnacle realizes that the Inner Circle is not complete yet. The Inner Circle is missing Santana. It's missing that one piece in Santana. Santana been off screen for a couple weeks. So the Pinnacle is going to be basically focusing on taking out Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Ortiz, and Jake Hager. They're going to not think about Santana factoring in somewhere within the match. So I'm picking the Inner Circle to win and not disband. Sting, Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Again, I've watched quite a bit of Scorpio Sky. Of course, I watched Darby and and Sting. But I don't know a lot about Ethan Page. I'm gonna have to, much like with Kenny, I'm gonna have to research him and do some research on him. But over the last few weeks, ever since before Darby lost the TNT Championship, Ethan and Scorpio have really been like the thorn in Darby's side. So I'm curious to find out how this match is gonna play out. But I'm taking the Icon Sting and Darby Allin to win the tag match. And then we have the one match that I know one of the matches that I'm looking forward to Sunday for Double or Nothing is the Young Bucks versus Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley. Now, individually, both of them motherfuckers is lethal. Like, they dangerous. But I think that them together is pretty lethal. I want to see what adjustments the Bucks make to Eddie Kingston's power game and the unorthodox style of both of them. Really, overall, I feel like it's gonna be a great pay per view. Not a great, but a very good pay per view. Because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some moments in there where I'm just like, what? What is this? Of course, I don't have to work on next Monday, because it's Memorial Day, and I'm off. Yay! So I might do that stream early, depending on how I feel that day. Okay, so now that we're done with that, tonight's preview, the preview for tonight's Monday Night Raw. Natty and Tamina are. I like Ethan Page. I saw his work with Evolve. Like I said, I can tell he gonna be one of the ones that is very capable of becoming champion and just doing his thing. I just don't know that much about him. Preview for tonight's Raw. Natty and Tamina defending a women's tag team championship against Nia and Shayna. I was about to call this man Austin Creed. He had a fantastic match at Evolve 84 with Zack Sabre. Let me write this down. Evolve 84, Ethan Page versus Zack Sabre. Okay, I'm gonna go. I just wrote it down, so I'm gonna go and watch it, and see how much I like it. See, I like watching matches that I know the competitor. I know of the competitors, and I can go and watch it and be like, oh, ooh, oh, crap, okay then, all right. I like doing that. Anyway, like I said, I was about to call this man Austin Creed. Xavier Woods has a match tonight against Riddle. He's one of them other ones that need to go. Then we find out who is going to be the next challenger, next person to accept Bobby Lashley's open challenge for the WWE Championship. And a whole bunch more. So, now I don't know if I'm gonna be watching Raw. I might watch bits and pieces of Monday Night Raw, but I probably won't watch the whole thing. So, old tag match, Ethan Page Bit. Hold on. So, and Josh Alexander versus. See, and that's another thing. Like, I want to go and like watch old matches of like Adam Cole's, Kyle's, and basically everybody from the Undisputed Era. Adams, Kyle's, Roddy's, and Bobby's, of course. Because I feel like they gonna end up tapping into something with Bobby on NXT. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out. Dragon. ROH 2014. Okay, I got that written down. Cool. Alright. So you got me writing, Elena. Cole Strong versus Fish. Okay, I got that written down too. Like I said, I really want to be versed in wrestling for real, for real. So this is gonna be fun. All right, so okay, just after NXT. Apparently, there's a lot of NXT call-ups. There's a few NXT call-ups that's gonna happen. I know that that tag match is on YouTube because I sent the link to a friend. I'll look it up on YouTube and save it to my list. Because I'm a big fan of Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Kyle, and Bobby. So I'm very, very much looking forward to watching these matches. Very much looking forward to these matches. And let us see. Oh, I know. Okay, so what's going on for the week? Tomorrow is Power Tuesdays. I think I'm gonna start season 1 of Power. Go through that. Wednesday we're gonna do part 2 of my fan cast, which I may have to redo because I don't necessarily like a few of them that I casted for the Game of Thrones fan cast. So I'm gonna go through them and redo a couple of them and do a part 2. Okay, so this week Thursday is up in the air right now. Thursday, I may or may not stream Thursday. Simply because there's the show that I watch on Netflix that used to be on TV. It's called Lucifer. Now, this show is mainly based in the comic book version of the character, not the biblical version. You know doggone well I'm not watching nothing that's the biblical version of the character. Now, the comic book version, I'll watch. And part 2 of season 5 is coming out Friday. And I want to rewatch the first half of season 5 just to refresh my brain because it's been a while since I last watched it. So I'm gonna go refresh my brain and watch it and talk about it probably Thursday. And then watch the new episodes Friday. Friday, let's see. Friday is supposed to be Marvel, which I will do up until the start of SmackDown. And then once I'm done with all the Marvel stuff for that stream, I will be doing a watch along for Friday Night SmackDown. Saturday, we're gonna try to do a watch party if it works this time. If not, hopefully by Saturday I'll have my Discord set up. Hopefully by Friday I'll have my Discord set up to where we can do a movie watch party. It's straight so far from the comic version, though. It's so different. I love Neil Gaiman's comic version. Now, see, I haven't read the. That's the thing. I need to go and read the comic version of Lucifer and Benedito, all of them. But I absolutely adore the show version. Like I said, I hadn't read the comics. I'm gonna have to go and read the comics now that I know something about the show. Saturday, like I said, hopefully by Saturday I'll have my Discord set up and I will get the links and stuff added and all the commands and stuff sent to my mod. And hopefully I have two other. He first appears in Neil Gaiman, Sandman, Volume 2, Issue number 4. Okay, I got that written down. I'm gonna look it up now. The characters in the DC universe, right? I carry what the spin-off comics here. Gotcha. Now the character of. Okay, all right. I just wanted to see because I know for sure it wasn't Marvel. I know for sure it wasn't Marvel. And see, I'm trying to expand, like broaden my like knowledge of things outside of wrestling and sports. So we'll see how this goes. We will see how this goes. I'm sure y'all cannot see me. Yeah. Hopefully by Saturday I'll have my Discord set up and the links and stuff out to my mods, so that way people can join the Discord and watch movies. That way, if I can't get my watch party working on Twitch, Sunday would it be the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Instead of me doing a stream strictly for sports, what I'm going to do is do a watch along for Double or Nothing. So yeah, and then Monday again, since it's Memorial Day, I will be off, and I'll probably end up doing an earlier stream, and we'll see how it go from there for real. Hold on. Now I done tried. If Chugs is still on, I know this better work this time. Who all on? Oh man. Ooh, we could go raid Kiana. But thanks, Elena. You're a wonderful mod for doing that for me. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the power stream. Oh, hopefully, speaking of mods, I will hopefully have two others. I hadn't asked them yet, but hopefully I will have two others to be my mods. along with uh, Grogny, Elena, and Miss Mill Claire. So let's go holler at my girl, not Elena, Kiana. I'm pulling up her stream so I can see it. So I can see it pull up.
You guys can say hi to her. Say hi to my mom before she leaves.